You're listening to the Radcast, a top 25 worldwide business podcast. If it's radical, we cover it. Here's your host, Ryan Alford.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the latest edition of the Radcast. I'm Ryan Alford, your host. We say if it's radical, we cover it. Today, we're talking to the radical Kaylor Betts. He's a life and business coach, and he's the host of Awake and Winning. I like winning, brother. So let's talk it. What's up, man?
Yeah, radical, man. I'll take it. Yeah, not too much, man. Ryan, thanks for having me, man. It's cool to be here.
Yeah, man. Fellow podcaster, and hey, I like it. If we're awake, we need to be winning. If you're gonna look, it always fascinates me. But like, why would you want to settle for average? We get to breathe oxygen. We wake up every day, and every day might not be perfect, but damn, we get to be alive. Let's make the best of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I love that you get the whole fundamental principle of the brand. The message is, and I think the problem that you're really referring to is it's a grand problem. But at the end of the day, I think what we've done is, especially through this COVID era, is we've essentially conditioned people to believe that if you're awake, you are winning, right? And some people just stop there. Some people say, oh, I know everything about the WEF's agenda and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and their agenda. And I know that Trudeau and Biden are out to lunch. And did you hear about that? Did you hear about 5G and what's really going on? And it's like, cool, we get it, right? Like, congratulations, pat yourself on the back. I'm awake, you're awake, we're all fucking awake in our, community at least. That does not mean you're winning. And what I actually have found is that there's a lot of people who are quote unquote awake to the lies that were being sold. And again, cool, but are you really winning, or are you actually just succumbing to the same kind of fear that is essentially what we've been criticizing on the other side for so long? Because that's really what I see going on in the comment sections on Instagram, on all these awake accounts, including mine. And I really just asked myself, like, damn, like, are you actually going out and creating an extraordinary life? Are you creating abundance and health, wealth, relationships? And I think a lot of people aren't.
Yeah, it's like the irony of talking about awake is woke, the anti-woke. Like, I don't know, man.
There's indoctrination going on both sides. Like, we're also, there is, left, right, fucking Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, whatever you want to call it, woke, awake, whatever you want to call it, man. There's indoctrination on both sides. There's fear mongering on both sides. There's victim mentality, doom and gloom mindset, defeatist mindset on both sids.
Yeah, 100%. That's the problem. And it's like, because it's, I'm in South Carolina, and for everybody listening, this isn't going to be a political show, so just hang in for a moment. Bear with us. You'll probably get a glimpse of that. But, we live in South Carolina, so it's pretty much a Republican state. And some of my family, is obviously leans heavily certain directions just based on purely the way I go. But, they play the victim side of the, leaning on all this bullshit, and every one of their problems is Biden, and and it's like, I'm going, regardless of where a lot of my foundational, economical and things believe and rights and freedom and all that, damn, you can get hung up on it on either way. It could be a crutch to truly winning.
Yeah. Like, look, man, as soon as you think that, look, we all love a good, bitch session. Like, I complain, I talk about, I love to actually talk about a good rabbit hole and a good conspiracy or what's going on in government at a governmental level, what's going on in the pharmaceutical world. I love having those kind of conversations. But as soon as you genuinely are attached to the idea that your winning is determined by something out there, right? An external factor, and that you don't hold the keys, that you aren't actually sitting in the driver's seat. That's the problem. As soon as you think that you can't win because Biden's in office, or you can't win because Trudeau did this, that, and the other thing, it's like, going back to, who said it, I don't know how I'm drawing a blank to who said this. Was it Darwin who talked about, it's not the people who are the smartest, strongest. It's the people who are the most adaptive. And you know what people who win? What people do who win is people who win will be adaptive and they'll see the writing on the wall. Like I'm getting passport. Look, I'm from Canada, man. Like I'm getting my visa to the United States. I have that in works. I am getting passports to other countries. That's in the works as well too. I'm creating wealth. I'm building my business. I'm becoming ungovernable is essentially what I'm doing. And that's what winning is. And yeah, you can be awake to the lies and you can adapt. If anything, that's what being awake to the lies really does, is it allows you to be able to, get forward and actually be proactive and do something about it rather than just sit there and, complain about it all the time.
100%, brother. And let's set the table, Kaylor. We've gone, some fundamental theory sides already, and I think people will get where we're headed, but let's set the table, Kaylor. Who is Kaylor Betts for our audience?
Oh man, I don't even know where to start on that one. I mean, I am probably, at the beginning of the episode, you said, man, I love winning and I just don't get how people are settling for average. Like I am about as allergic to mediocrity as it gets. And I could go so many places with this. Like I could tell my story about, I couldn't even get out of bed in the morning, depression, anxiety, ADHD, I had physical ailments. I was sick, tired, weak, fat, and broke at one point. And I had no reason to be. I was in victim mindset. I could talk about that. I didn't graduate high school. I fucked around for a lot of years. I don't know if we can swear. Sorry, but
fuck yeah, it's a fucking Radcast,
okay.
Dude.
All right. I figured. I just didn't want to assume. But I fucked around for a lot of years, and then I woke up, man, and that's why I call myself awake. But then I really got on the path of winning. And at the end of the day, Ryan, I don't really know where it comes from. I think there's some things I could attribute it to. It would be growing up for so long, living my life in pain. I think sports was massive for me because it taught me way more than school did. I mean, first off, I slept through most of my school or skipped. And I didn't even graduate. So school didn't really teach me a whole lot. Not that there's nothing there, but there's not a whole lot in my opinion. But what really I think taught me more than anything was sports, because it taught me personal responsibility. It taught me how to lose. It taught me how to train. It taught me how to show up even though you're facing adversity and challenges. It taught me how to work with other people. It taught me how to communicate. It taught me discipline, integrity, fucking the list goes on. It taught me all of the core tenets of what it means to live a good life. And I think that is in large part where my relentlessness stems from, to win, man. I mean, that's what we're here for. Dude, we could be in a simulation right now, or, we could be, all children of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Like, who knows what's really going on? Some people feel they do. I don't really know what's going on. I have my inklings, but I think at the end of the day, we got one of these human experiences. So why the fuck settle for mediocrity? I'm like, how they say like painting your canvas, like that's what I feel like my life is. I'm writing my book, and at the end of my life, I just want people to want to read it, and that's, I think, what I'm just so passionate about. So I'm just fucking going out and trying to build and conquer and win, man.
100%. And it's the whole simulation thing is really, so we got rabbit holes.
You want to go down that rabbit hole?
I don't know if I want to or not. I will say this, I grew up Southern Baptist, and so I know the Bible pretty well. And if you actually believe the Bible, we're in God's simulation if we're in a simulation, because he knows everything, right? So he already knows what's going to happen. He knows what you're going to do and I'm going to do. So we're in some kind of simulation one way or another. But
yeah, 100%, man.
Right?
Someone had to have created this, and I have this appreciation. Admittedly, I didn't grow up religious whatsoever. It's really difficult. I'm going off of years and years and years of conditioning of like, religion was this crazy thing that just is like this story in a book that like some people believe in. So it's so hard for me but I have this appreciation for, look, man, you got to believe in a higher, this is my belief. You got to believe. And look, it's even in the data, man. You look at, Christian conservatives, they are way on the happiness scale. If you compare them to liberal atheists, it's not even close for quality of life, mental health. They're just happier. And I believe it's because there's something to be said about whether you believe that God is actually real or not. There's something to be said about living as though there is a greater intelligence and believing in a higher power. And I think that is so powerful. And I think there's something to that. And that's, where I'm exploring. And I have this great appreciation for religion, faith, all of that.
Yeah. I believe in a higher power. And I think that's spirituality is becoming more and more important to me. And I think it does help us keep grounded. But I will say, I do need to pause for 1 second in our one higher power sponsor, which is Caldera Labs. Hey, I would love to tell you that a higher power kept me looking good, but I actually got to put on their hat here even while I'm doing it. They send me this cool hat, Kaylor, and I'm a little older than you, so I actually need the number one skincare in the country for men. You need to get some of this. You got to use Rad Ryan. You get 20% off. CalderaLab.com, the official sponsor of the Radcast. Thank you for bearing with that.
Well, you don't look a day over my age, man.
Hey, I'm 46. I'll be 46 and a half.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look great, man.
Caldera Lab, baby.
I love it.
I'm telling you. It actually, we kid, but actually it has been a game changer. I used it for like 3 months. They were wanting to sponsor the show. I don't sponsor we don't use any sponsors unless I use it and test it. I was like, damn, shit's actually tightening up the fine lines. I'm like, I'll take that. So
check it out.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey man, so what do you do? What's the day job? What's Kaylor Betts doing? We got the podcast. You're a life and business coach, but let's talk about, how you're transitioning all this winning into other benefits for people.
Yeah. So we help people win in life. We help awake people win. So we do, we have a Life Academy, a men's and women's Life Academy. Get it? AW, Awaken Winning, Academy. So we have a Life Academy and we help people win. We help people win in 3 areas. And it's very unique. I don't think there's any other life coaching program out there like it, because it has essentially what is a one-stop shop for awake people to win. So 3 areas we help people level up in: body, mind, which both of those are pretty self-explanatory. We do everything from helping you with your physiological health in terms of regulating your circadian rhythm. We help you with fitness, nutrition, and other aspects as well. And then we do somatic work. So we actually help you regulate your nervous system. We help you actually get into what are the deep-seated, whether it's wounding or trauma or self-limiting beliefs in the subconscious. We really help you dive into those 2 aspects. And then thirdly, which is probably the most unique one, is we help you be prepared. So prepared living. So we're talking like security, electricity, food, water, your environment, wealth, money. Like, we help you get prepared for anything that could happen in the world. We don't believe in doom and gloom mindset, living in fear. It's actually helping you prepare so you can sleep at night without anxiety. It's you prep and then you move on. So we have 3 different phases of our life coaching program, and we essentially help people who just aren't winning. Again, like, just they want to level up. You don't need coaching. I still invest in coaching to this day, and I would say that I've gotten to a place I've never gotten to before, but that I never thought I would get to, I should say. But you deserve guidance, support, community, accountability, coaching, mentorship, education, a blueprint, right? And that's what we provide on the life side of things. Inevitably, people started winning and they started healing their own wounds. They started leveling up. And then they're like, Kaylor, I hate my job. I'm not fulfilled. I kind of like what you do. You just travel the world and you're just working and like, you're not stressed. You're making great money, making a great income, making a great impact from wherever the fuck you want. How are you doing it? So then we inevitably started our business academy, which helps people become and do what I do essentially, which is becoming an online coach. Okay. So our thing is making income, making an impact from wherever the fuck you want. We have a lot of different coaches. We have everything from life coaches, spiritual coaches, business coaches, money coaches. We have sex coaches, anxiety coaches, health coaches. We have all different kinds of coaches. And we lay out the blueprint for you to win as a coach online and do what I do.
It covers the gambit. I mean, I hear, and I know you joked, you said, gypsy, nomad, whatever it is, but it sort of does encompass everything that you need to, regardless of government or where you are, as long as you've got, I guess, an internet connection, you can make it all happen. Because you got to have your mind, body, and dollars.
Dude, I got to admit, and I say this, I don't want to say with humility because I actually looked up the definition of that word and I don't like the definition, but I'll say this with groundedness. Put it this way, because I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into this, and for most of my life I was losing. But I have a lot of buddies and a lot of my family are entrepreneurs, and they have they have everything from restaurants to gyms, security companies, real estate brokerages, hair salons, and they look at what I'm doing and they're just like, how the fuck, I did it wrong. How the fuck are you doing what you're doing? And it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I mean, no business is. And to get here, quite honestly, to a certain extent, I had to go through a year or two of hell to build it. It's just like that saying, entrepreneurs do what others won't. So one day they can do what others can't. I definitely had to go through that phase where it was hard. I was doing everything. But dude, once you get past that, if you do it right, I mean, I got to pinch myself every day, man. I've set up my business to where I'm making an incredible income. And when I say I'm making an impact, I get messages every day from our clients talking about how, we've changed their life in many different ways. And then I get to be on podcasts. This is my job. And then I get to interview really fucking cool people that I look up to. And then I have a team of 15 people who do all the shit that I hate, and they love it for some reason because they're just different than I am. I really am living the dream, and I travel the world. I'm in some of the nicest, most beautiful places, even through COVID. So man, I gotta, and it's not luck. I went out and I worked my ass off for this. But man, it's the online thing. If you do it right, it's pretty fucking sweet.
I do. It's, and our business is in a way that way. And I'm getting even more and more into that realm myself. I do walk around though. It's not in a judging, it's less judging and more empathy. And I'm seeing people, do just day-to-day jobs that I'm no smarter than they are. I mean, I don't pretend to, and I'm sure for, even for you being 100% mobile and online and everything else, but I don't know how we even have people doing some of the things we do if they really knew these blueprints, right?
Well, I did it for a little bit. I don't know if you have that in your story, but I did that for, quite a few years, just working for someone else. And I don't know, again, I think everyone has a different tolerance for it. I think I just knew there was something more. I think if you know what you could do, you won't be able to ever bend over and just take it from someone who's always pointing their finger down at you and saying, do this, do that. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. Hey, most millionaires work for someone else. So I'm not suggesting that everyone should be an entrepreneur. I don't believe that. But if you're not at least an intrapreneur in your company, if you're not helping a company grow and you have unbelievable people around you, your superiors are incredible and they're helping you win and they have more of a learning and development organization, that's different. But most people are just working at these jobs and I don't even think they know it's possible. They'll look at what I do often and I think they'll just say oh, well, this is this was your calling. This is what you do. And sure, maybe what you could do online is not going to look obviously exactly like what I do. But, nowadays with our iPhone and our computers, the internet, man, you could start a side hustle and it could be so many different things. You just got to fix a problem for the market. One of my favorite business quotes is you get paid in direct proportion to the difficulties of the problems you solve. So if you solve a difficult problem for a market, for a segment of the market, and you consistently and relentlessly just go out and get better at solving that problem, eventually it's unreasonable to assume that you're not going to be able to make some good money off of it and have a ton of freedom.
Yes. I think Alex Ramosi said, fix rich people problems. You'll make a lot more money.
Yes, 100%, man. Yeah, fix rich people problems. I say that often, actually. Big Hormozy fan.
And it's funny, the smartphone. I mean, the amount of work I do in a day and the amount of money that this device makes me, I mean, we recognize it, but some things become just so normal and expected or like taken for granted that we don't quite grasp. Number one, either you are or aren't leveraging that enough, the mobile ability of that device and everything that it can do, but also just taking for granted some of the technologies and things that we have at our disposal now and how money can be made with them.
100%, man. And, look, I would even go as far as saying, and I'll get pushback on this, and I'll say two things. I'm of the belief, I know, crazy idea, that men and women are built differently and we have different hormonal structures. We have different psychology. We have different things that are going to contribute to our highest quality of life and potential. That's my belief. So I think that the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was about to say that I think that if you live in today's day and age and you're a man, again, I'm going to get pushback on this. I don't care. I am not afraid to offend. I think if you're a man and you're not creating some sort of online presence or authority, I think you're going to, even if you have a job, even if your goal isn't to be an entrepreneur, creating an online presence and authority and building people who know you, like you, and trust you online and know who you are and getting attention, like Gary Vee always talks about, like that will serve you in a multitude of different ways. Now, going back to the man and female thing, why I said if you're a man is because I don't think that's for every woman. I don't think a woman has to solidify an online presence. I'm old school. I'm like, men are protector providers. Men, it's our responsibility. I'll get Grant Cardone on you. It's our responsibility to go out and create wealth and to be successful, right? That's our role in this world. And then I think that a lot of women may want to do that as well too. And I fully and entirely support that. But I think a lot of women also might say, you know what, my most noble pursuit on this planet is to be the best mom I could be, which I agree with. And I want to do something I'm really passionate about, whether it's online or something else. So I think that if you're a man and you're not going out and you're not, putting out content, and I know some people think that's crazy, but I think no matter what, I think that's a good idea for a man to do.
Yeah. It's leverage, man. I mean, look, you're playing off the playbook now. I mean, like this is, we have this in common for sure. Like the opportunities and the doors that it swings, it pays to be known. There's a trademark on that. It's mine.
Exactly. Look, even if you're out of job, again, you're working at a company, it's a good company, create an online presence, watch the fucking opportunities that come your way. You'll either be able to take those opportunities or you'll be able to go to your company and say, look at all the opportunities I have. You want to pay me more? You want to give me a better situation? Or should I go, just like you said, it's the leverage.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And you could either grab that leverage or not. And to choose not to, as man, female, whoever, but that's what just crushes me. Like how, because you're making, it's now, look, 15 years ago, when you had, MySpace crashing, Facebook just coming around, 15 years ago, Instagram didn't exist. Okay. I can allow, and even myself didn't have this, you to recognize that unless you're on TV, unless you're like, something completely out of the norm, an actor, athlete, whatever, you didn't have the opportunity. And we can, I can let it go. I can go, that's okay. I can give myself that tolerance. But today, in 2023, to actively make the decision to not take advantage of this, criminal.
Yeah, man, criminal. criminal for the opportunities that you're wasting away. Like, and again, I don't suppose on this podcast we're going to trigger that many people, because probably a lot of people who listen to it are have some sort of online presence. But there's going to be some people in there that are just going to hear that and just think that's ridiculous. And it's like, what world are you living in? Like, I don't know if you don't see what's going on, but with AI, with technology, with social media, with the internet, like this shit ain't not only going away, it's like, it's literally going to become all we have. Like everything else is going to be left in the dust. How are you not, like, I wish I would have started. My biggest regret, people say I don't have any regrets. Fuck that. I don't, I think everyone would do things differently if they could. If I could go back, man, I would have started earlier. Oh my gosh, I would have been so much farther ahead. And when I say start earlier, all I mean is getting attention. And some people say, Kaylor, that's so egoic, that's just straight ego. And it's like, well, it can come from two different places. You could be getting attention for your ego. I'm not going to lie, I have an ego. It feels good. You know what I'm talking about, Ryan, when you get attention, when you get people saying, oh my gosh, you're the best. It's great, but it's not the primary focus. I want attention because it's leverage. I want attention because of what I can do with it. I can build, I can create, and I can conquer and do incredibly positive things in this world when I do have attention, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. And the door's open, whether it's direct or indirect, like 100% of my success the last 6 years, I can attribute back to tripling down on my podcast, my personal brand, and then laddering that back to my agency and other things. And and mine's the same thing. Like I have the joke that I have, a car collection and none of them have rear view mirrors. I fucking hate looking back. The only thing it does is give you a bad neck. Like I like every joke or everything, every saying, I'm just not a look back guy. However, if like you, I wish I had started earlier, because I more look at the shit. Like I was doing stuff when I was 27, 28, the C-suite of Verizon, some of the most well-known ad campaigns in the history. The stories I could have taken on my phone, like sitting in the NFL suite, bringing to life the NFL mobile app in 2009, like the shit that I could have documented that I didn't document. I'm like, fuck. Like that's my only regret is like, what was I thinking?
Well, Ryan, let me push back on that rear view mirror thing a little bit.
All right.
So I actually agree with you, but I would tweak it a little bit, and I would say that, look, the rear view mirror is actually the only tool that we have to be able to get the clarity and perspective on the winning path forward, right? It's only our past that can teach us what we need to do going forward to readjust and pivot and evolve and shift. But what I think you're saying, and just the way I would tweak it, is like, yeah, you don't want to be, dwelling on the past.
Oh, God. You and I we're on a bright wavelength. I was sitting there, you were talking, and I was going, dwell. Yes, that's right. Keep going.
Yeah. No, again, I agree with you. I figured that's what you were saying, but I also think it's worth pointing out, like, you actually have to look at the past. You got to figure out, what would I do differently going forward? What didn't give me the result that I needed? Because, speaking of Alex Hormozy, I just heard him say recently something I love. He goes, you got to figure out where you're at. And it's one of three places. You're either doing not enough of the right things, or you're doing the right things, just not enough of them, or you're doing the right things, you just haven't done them for long enough. So figure out, which one are you? Are you not doing any of the right things? Or are you doing the right things? You're not doing enough of them. You need to take out more of the wrong things and add in more of the right things. Or the third one, are you actually doing the right things? You just need to wait it out a little bit, because you're not going to be a fucking millionaire overnight. You gotta put in your work and your time.
Yeah. Alex is a frameworks guy. I mean, that's why he's brilliant. That's why he's a multi-hundred millionaire, whatever he is.
I think he's a philosopher, dude.
It's a philosopher.
Actually think
he's
Alex
kind of a modern
is a philosopher
and a frameworks guy. Like, but that's, and I love a lot of his shit. But then I think sometimes, like anything else, we can kind of get caught up in the framework of everything, or, we just got to fucking do some shit. And I think that's where some of the you're 100%. Like, we've got to have a mirror. We've got to have something that if we don't learn anything from the past, then we don't know where we want to go. And so I think that's what you're saying. But what I hate, and the reason I think I live like that, and I see so many people, is it's the crutch and the dwelling, and a lot of people can't just take a glance back. Like, they have to like go like sit in it and like stew in it, and like they just never get past it. I think that's where I like go like, all right, I'm just going to put these blinders up, because, if you stare at it too long, you don't get anywhere else.
What's interesting? Like, you could take that analogy further, and it could be like, you maybe only should so you should take the rear view mirror off, but you should only put it on when you're planning your route. Okay. So like, the olden days where like you didn't have GPS, you had to literally pull out a map, and that's maybe where you put the rear view mirror on, but you got to take it off when you're actually driving and you're on the path. That's where you take it off, because there's no use of looking back into the past when you're actually moving forward. But when you're planning what you need to do, or educating, that's when you need to look at it. Let me give you a term, because you alluded to it earlier. I think we live in a world where it's so easy to consume content, like, and that's when we convince ourselves that we're actually doing something and getting somewhere, when in actuality, we're just doing the comfortable work, because the actual education is only as valuable as you implement it. So I think there's a lot of overeducated underachievers out there, right?
Bing,
because,
bing.
And you consume and you consume, you go to every event, you buy every course, you listen to all the Alex Hormozi podcasts, you listen to all these podcasts. And it's like, at the end of the day, what really is going to move the needle forward and actually get you winning is actually way less of the education piece and way more of the implementation and execution, because that's the underrated part.
Yeah. And that's, oh God, the pump up. Yeah, I don't go to a lot of live events, and mainly because I got 4 kids, 4 businesses, and like a wife that I'd like to keep happy. And so, but it's like the pump up events and all that stuff. And I respect it. I really do. And I have no hate or animosity towards people that put them on or go to them. But it's just, they chase that buzz. It becomes exactly like you said. Like, they think they never think they have the complete picture. They're always educate. Like, there's one more trick. There's one more funnel. There's one more something that could really unlock it for them. And it's like, the only thing that's going to unlock it is putting pen to paper, or, keyboard to, or touch screen to action, of implement. Action is everything, but the right action, right?
Exactly, man. And that's why we, in our academies, what we do is we actually facilitate a journey for people. So most programs that you sign up with, you get into your training, and you just listen and you take notes, and you're sitting there for 8 weeks just educating yourself. Man, if you want to educate yourself on literally the subconscious mind, the nervous system, money, philosophy, whatever you want, go to Indigo or whatever bookstore you have in the States. We have Indigo up here. I think you have Indigo in the States. Either way, you go in there and you can get, for $19.99, you can get literally the best people in the world, or often the best people in the world, who are giving literally away their greatest ideas in education on that topic for $19.99. And you could be the most brilliant person if you read all the books and you memorized everything logically and just educationally. But you're not going to be the most successful person. You're not going to be the person who's winning the most. So what we do in our programs is we actually take you on a journey. We actually sell the implementation and execution. So when people come to us and they're like, yeah, I already know what I need to do. Cool. Why aren't you doing it? Right? Like, if you know what you need to do, there's a reason. There's deep internal blocks that are preventing you from going out and doing. And sometimes it's just that healthy push, that accountability, the coaching, the mentorship, the community that you need to be able to, the structure, the plan, the strategy. We simplify the journey for you. And then we just fucking like rocket fuel. We send you on your way, and we get you on the path. I think it's Alex Hormozy. Again, this is why he's like a philosopher to me. He talks about like if you're an entrepreneur and you are in our space, it's like give away the ideas, like give away the ideas for free, sell the implementation and execution. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And it works, man.
Yeah. Well, it's sort of, I've been in the ad agency business for 20 plus years. What ad agencies do is essentially, like we come up with the ideas, then we implement it for the client. Like, and so it's kind of been, that's the service that most agencies provide in the old school way to a degree. Develop the concept, do the content, produce the content.
And guess what you need for that? You need what most people are afraid of, to either make it or spend it. You need money.
That's right. 100%. It's interesting. And because it makes me think of, and I didn't know this terminology until I've gotten to the coaching world, and talking with a lot of great coaches like yourself, and then just kind of going down the rabbit hole. But the done for DFY versus DWY, done for you versus done with you. It's kind of like the marriage of those two things, right? We're doing it with you, for you.
Yeah. I mean, like, look, if you, it depends. If you're doing some investment thing, like if you're going to sell me, if you're going to build me an Amazon store that I can just pay you, cut you a check for, and you have a great track record and you're going to make me X amount of points per month off my investment and it's done for you. Okay, great. Unfortunately, there's no parallel to that in life. Yeah. I wish, but maybe I don't wish. I think that's what makes it very special in the end, is like you go out, you do the work, you get rewarded, and that's a really fucking special feeling.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody's got to live their own life. It's just, we all need guides and coaches along the way. Well, I always like to ask people, like, what's, you're on the road so much and you're traveling and doing all those things. What are your, like overall, like keeps you wellness routines and those things?
Yeah, good question. Everyone's kind of got their thing that is kind of unique, but I'll start with the basics. Like, man, I focus on the low hanging fruit, like sleep. Like I got to be great in bed, like all the time. That's what I focus on, is just being really good in bed and, regulating my circadian rhythm, because that's a low hanging fruit.
That could make an interesting quote, Kaylor. Kaylor has to be good in bed no matter what.
We got to put that on a t-shirt, man.
And you're talking about when you're alone sleeping, I'm assuming.
Yeah, exactly. Get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah. So that, and look, man, I eat clean. Like I eat like very animal based right now, mostly keto. I kind of like, go in and out, but I hit the gym every day. Just before this, I was in the gym sweating. It was leg day. I get sunlight in my eyes in the morning, first thing. I get sun on my skin. I really focus on that. I do meditate. I work on my stress levels. That's the thing, man. If you're stressed, you're not giving yourself a fighting chance to, you mentioned the term wellness. You don't have wellness. You don't have that bucket full in your life if you're stressed. So I focus on those low hanging fruit things. I think maybe if someone were to ask me like, and dude, by the way, that's enough. Like sometimes I'm going through a season where like, that's all I need to do. Need to get good sleep, good clean diet, get to the gym every day. And that's it. I don't need any of the biohacks. I don't need any of the supplements. Like, I'm not saying I don't do any of that stuff, but like, that's the low hanging fruit. I would say some unique things that I do is, dude, there's nothing better for your mental health than like getting out in nature and like going for a walk. And I know it's so fucking boring. Kevin Hart has that joke that I love. He's just like, how fucking happy you have to be to go for a walk? Like, how much patience you got to have go for it. It's so true, man. But the funny thing is it's actually, if you go for a walk, you're going to be a lot happier. And I think that a good walk is something that I'm really trying to do more of, because I don't know what it is about walking, man. It must just be so ancestrally consistent and primal to us. It try not being any happier after going on a walk. Like it just does something to us. So going for walks, I know that might sound like the low hanging fruit, but I take some supplements. Yes, I do like cold therapy when I can. I love saunas. But I think at the end of the day, man, you want to know what actually like is best for my wellness? I have a fucking mission and I am so relentlessly aligned with it. And most people think, well, that's more of a mental health thing, or that's more of a financial thing or business thing. No, man, I don't think there's anything better just for my body, my physical health, mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health and financial health than my mission.
Alignment, baby. The more people I talk to that are, having success between the walking thing and the line. I mean, it's like we want to make things complicated, because it makes us maybe feel better that, it's just so hard, like whatever. But it's some of the most simple things that will get you, going, feeling better, like in control, all that.
You know how many people out there are like, I've been trying to lose weight forever. I can't lose weight. I don't know how to lose weight. Like, it's like move more and stop eating so much shit. Now, I'm oversimplifying it. I know there's trauma involved. There's addictive tendencies. There's our internal beliefs and subconscious. There's our, primal instincts. Like, I know it's a little more complicated than that, but in theory, it's actually not. So find a way to move more and eat less.
Yeah, exactly. But man, that's way too awake. Don't be practical, Kaylor.
For some people it is, and then some people are getting on this Ozempic pill we just always look for the quick fix. Look, one of my best strategies for living a better life is, I'm telling you right now, losers make decisions based off of how they feel in the moment, and they're looking for that quick return. Winners make decisions based off long-term values and commitments and goals, and they're actually doing what will give them a delayed return, right? A lot of the shit that you need to do to win in life, you get a delayed return. Cold baths, workouts, eating clean food, like working and podcasting, difficult conversations, all those things have a delayed return, and boy, are they sweet. Those are the best returns. What losers do, and what I did for most of my life, is I just did what I felt like doing in the moment. And honestly, if I just do what I feel like doing in the moment, I think I'm mostly doing sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And that just didn't serve me in the end.
Exactly. Yeah, it didn't serve me much well either. As we close out here, Kaylor, talk with Kaylor Betts, life and business coach, host of Awaken Winning. Maybe give some people that might be listening, entrepreneurs, otherwise, and I know we'll have all your links, then you've got a platform for all this stuff. But I want to get into the online coaching thing. I know I have a knowledge to impart. How the hell, what's some of the keys to just being and making, an online business, an online coaching work?
Well, let me simplify it, because, man, we could do a whole weekend on that.
Yeah,
we could do a fucking 90 days on that, right?
Yeah. And maybe we'll have a part 2 on that.
Yeah, exactly. But let's really simplify it. You have to solve a difficult problem. You mentioned earlier, Hormozi's line, solve rich people's problems. I wouldn't even go as far. I mean, yeah, that's a great strategy. I would just say that solve a problem for a market where people have money that they are willing to spend to fix that problem, right? So it could be anything, man. We have a coach who helps parents who have kids who have behavioral problems, right? And then we have all the way to, we have someone who's helping someone get out of the boss bitch, women get out of the boss bitch culture who are burnt the fuck out and step into their feminine so they can thrive. We help awake people win through life and business. You got to solve a particular problem. We actually have one of my most successful clients she helps women grow, build, and scale their jewelry businesses, because she built an amazing jewelry business. And then I pitched her that. I said, you should be a coach. You should help women grow, build, and scale their jewelry business. And she was like, will that work? Like, is there enough jewelry business? She is fucking crushing it. She's like the talk of the industry. She has like 5 other companies trying to copy her right now with what she's doing. It's a good problem to have. So look, you got to solve a specific problem for a specific market. And then, as Alex Hormozi says, create unreasonable equations for yourself. So an unreasonable equation is it's unreasonable to assume that if you just go out and you put out content, like repetitions, like I'm talking numerous posts a day that speak to that target market that has that problem, and you continually get those reps in and post content every day, you're going to get better and better and better at posting that content. You're going to get people who follow you, who position you into an authority position where they know you, like you, and trust you based off of the value you're bringing. And then first off, they're going to ask you, hey, can I work with you? Can I have a call with you? But on top of that, if you just go out and you talk to these people and you say, oh, hey, by the way, we have a transformational journey that solves your problem by having training, support, coaching, mentorship, community, and you create that transformational process that gets them from where they are to where they want to be, and you create that program, remember, make it a journey that you put them on, sell the implementation and execution. If you create that product and you put out enough content and you talk to enough people and you actually have the balls to ask them to get on a call with you to sell, or your team, and sell what your product is, which solves their problem. If you have the balls to do that enough and do that day in and day out, as Alex Hormozi talks about, it would be unreasonable to assume that you're not going to be a millionaire eventually. It's as simple as that. You got no overhead costs in the beginning until you hire a team, which comes later. You have your computer and phone, you're a consultant, everything you're making besides what you have to pay the government is going in your pocket. Your margins are crazy high. So you just do it day in and day out. Look, you put out content, you prospect, and you get on calls and you sell your product. And you repeat. You do the boring stuff and you say no to all the other opportunities out there. Stop writing your ebook. Stop working on your website for the 5th time. Stop rebranding your logo. You don't need business cards. That's all the work that is avoiding the real work that you're just afraid of doing.
Bingo. We're going to circle that. That's going to be like a little 2-minute clip, like, right from it, the highlights of how the hell to win in life and online coaching.
And sorry, can I just add one thing, Ryan?
Yes.
Hire a coach, dude. And this is purely I'll just even talk from a data perspective. I know a lot of successful coaches. I've interviewed probably 150 of them on my podcast. I mean, I've been in masterminds. We have coaches in our academies. I've been in other coaching programs. I've met a ton. I have friends who are coaches. I have not met one of them who is successful who didn't hire a coach to help them get there. It's not like building a restaurant. Okay. A restaurant, you might not need a coach. Even I would argue that if you're building a restaurant, a coach would be great. Someone who's done it already to teach you the blueprint, but you might not need a coach. You get some tables and chairs, you hire a waitress, you get a chef to create your menu. You need a space, sign a lease, put some flyers out there, get on social media. But with a coach, it's always changing. It's the wild, wild west. There's a lot of bullshit information out there. You need someone to simplify it for you and help you actually go out and execute it.
Boom. So if they want to work with Kaylor Betts and know exactly how to do these things, where can they find you, Kaylor?
Yeah. So if you're interested in the business side of things, go to the awbiz.com. The awbiz.com. So it's that's our coaching academy if you're interested in being a coach. If you're interested on the life side of things, it's the awlife.com. So the awlife.com. You can find me you'll get more information there. You actually can book a free call with my team. I practice what I preach. You book a call with one of my coaches. They'll take you through an incredible inquiry call to see if this is a good fit. We'll tell you all the information you need. It could just change everything for you. But you can also find me on Instagram, the Kaylor Betts, or check out the Awaken Winning podcast.
Hey guys, the reason I wanted Kaylor on is, number one, I love his style and approach and like-mindedness to myself. But It's value, man. This is where shit is heading. This is what you need to be doing. You need to be building a personal brand. I tell you that every day. And you need to be hiring people like Kaylor who teach you how to be a coach and how to make money online. This is where shit's headed. This is called real value. Kaylor, I appreciate you calling on, brother.
Yeah, thanks so much, Ryan. This was fun.
Hey guys, you know where to find us, theradcast.com. Thanks for making us number one in marketing and business on Apple Podcast. We couldn't do it without you. Find all the highlight clips from today. There's going to be a ton. And look, go hit up Kaylor and learn from him, if nothing else, from afar. And when you're ready to make a move, you know where to find them. And if you want to learn from me directly, join my newsletter, ryanalford.com/newsletter. Sign up. I give daily advice on marketing, personal branding, podcasting, life. Give that a shout. Join that. It's free. It's daily. Just like this show, give away our best advice. And you know where I'm at Ryan Alford. That blue check mark before you could buy it. We'll see you next time on the Radcast.
To listen or watch full episodes, visit us on the web at theradcast.com or follow us on social media at our Instagram account, the.rad.cast, or at Ryan Alford. Stay radical.